Quick queue time. Play some with Cosmic Dragons to start. Maybe play some Prophecy Burn after. Hey, lad fan. His hand's medium. The only Krennic deck that's been seeing play recently is the Darkspire deck, and this hand's medium against Darkspire. It's got one of our main deck Solitary Exiles in it though, so that's not the worst. Inquisition, sure. Hand is reasonable against Inquisition though. A lot of redundancy. Would not be surprised to see the Solitary Exile go away here. If he is playing the Darkspire version. Hey, Pregnos. This card's likely safe, just costs infinite resource, and he also doesn't want to put it in the crypt. Yeah, so putting our opponent on Darkspire. We'll know for certain a little bit here. Hopefully we just hit the right half of the coin flips on the Darkspires that he draws up. Vampire Princess. Okay, maybe just like straight mono blood. I guess there's also variants of the I guess there's also variants of the Darkspire deck that play a couple vampires. Let's go ahead and kill this on his turn. Doesn't really matter. Another Extinction's a fine pickup, just like more removal to keep the board clear. Definitely have to kill this before it deals damage to us, though. It's not okay. Got 4 actions out of 6 cards in our hand. If that hits us, it's very likely to take one of these away from us. Might as well just spend one killing it. Champion power, he draws a card. I'd much prefer if my opponent was playing straight mono blood. I think that's probably a much better matchup for us. The Darkspire decks can be a little bit challenging, especially pre-board when we only have 2 Solitary Exiles. No other play, that's great for us. He probably can't beat a Charged Colossus loop game 1, I'd imagine. So Charged Colossus, when it comes in... Ooh, it looks like he is just like classic mono blood. Okay. And I'm just going to discard this Charged Colossus, because when we hit 7 charges, we'll put the Charged Colossus into play, and then it'll give us 8 charges, and we can just like always keep bringing it back. So might as well play this Vampire King out. I actually really like this card. Giant Corpse Light, just like a good value troop. Like it's a 2/1 flyer, so like it's a medium body, but also like makes your opponent discard a card when when it comes into play. So it gets some value. Now I'm really glad okay, so that's why my opponent took the Solitary Exile, because he wanted to have his Closed Coffin stick. So I'm just going to go ahead and kill this and then crack my opponent here. Hopefully they've got a troop in their hand. I feel like if they had like an Extinction, they'd have done that. Yeah, sweet. Although I guess if they had an Extinction, they probably wanted to play Closed Coffins before they Extinction me. We only have 1 more Solitary Exile in our deck right now, so we don't have a ton of answers to this one main deck Closed Coffins. Opponent is down to 16 already, though, so if he doesn't have Extinction here, we should be able to pressure their life total enough, hopefully, that we can burn him out with Cosmic Shamans at some point here. It is worth noting that we don't have the thresholds actually to activate and use our Rutherford Banks, which kind of sucks. And if we draw Cosmic Shamans, we're actually not going to be able to... to activate them. So we need to hit shards, and we need to hit non-shards. So, like, ideally we want to hit infusion devices here, I think, would be our best draws. If we draw another blood shard, we're just going to hold it. Urnaz. Alright, well. I'm going to start by crunching with this. Opponent's probably going to trade here. Yeah, that doesn't really surprise me. go ahead and play Uranaz out here, and we'll just go ahead and take our opponent's... I'm going to take their Giant Corpse Fly, because in the event that they have an Extinction in their hand, I want to make sure that we get a 2-for-1 out of this Uranaz. So the Giant Corpse Fly is going to make them discard something. Second Close Coffins. Alright. I don't understand why people main deck this card. Obviously, it's pretty reasonable against us because our champion like uses the Crypt, but it doesn't seem stellar otherwise. Alright, and he just doesn't have another removal spell, so that's fantastic for us. So we're just going to go ahead and crunch him in the air for 7 here. And then we're going to take another Giant Corpse Fly out of their Crypt when Uranaz hits them. So that will make them discard another card. And then I think I'm okay just like playing this Ruby Shard out. Although I guess I don't necessarily have to show them that we have Ruby Shards in our deck. They can probably assume just based on like the cards that I've been playing that there's more Ruby Shards in my deck, but yeah, actually I think I'm just gonna pass for now. Holding 1 shard is fine, I think. So Killipede, when it hits the first time, we get Toxified, I believe it's called. Yeah, Toxified, and then if we get hit when we're Toxified, we lose the game. But opponent just can't beat our Uranaz in the air, so he concedes. So we definitely want the Solitary Exiles. Vampiric Kiss and Burn don't seem stellar. Extinction seems medium. Tianost is probably fine. It's another card in the air. I mean, we've got four Solitary Exiles. I kind of want to board in 2 Drown Shrines. Like, they're not stellar with our Pact of Pain, but like our packs can still draw us 1 card on their turn. But like, Drown Shrine just like shuts off his champion ability, which doesn't seem unreasonable. But I guess the flip side of that is, do we really care about his champion ability? Because like, we can. Because the flip side of that is his champion ability is like medium because it's like losing him life and we're like burning him out with Cosmic Shamans. So that's probably fine. I think I'm going to swap one of these Shamans to have speed on it. Speed and damage. I want some life drain so my Pact of Pains are better. I think I'm going to put in this Vampire Princess. At least one of these just to like have an additional threat in our deck that has a different name against the silly Close Coffins. I might... yeah, 1 burn is probably fine. Yeah, let's do that. I don't think this is a 3 Pact of Pain matchup. This might be a 3 Pact of Pain matchup. It depends on how particularly aggressive his deck is. We don't really know. Looks more mid-rangey, and then Pact of Pain's really good in mid-range fights. We're on the draw. I'm gonna cut him. Nah, I'm just gonna leave it. Let's just run it. See how this feels. Maybe we'll cut the burn for the 3rd Pact of Pain if we go to a game 3 and we're on the play. I mean, not everyone plays Blood in Hex. This is a pretty easy mulligan here. Shards and non-shards, but just like all Blood Shards, we want to be able to like play our spells out ideally. 2 easy mulligans in a row into a hand that's not good, but I'm keeping it against the Inquisition Giant Corpse Fly deck. I think you just like keep anything that's got a couple of shards in it at 5 when your opponent's on a bunch of discard. Alright, that's a card that can unmulligan us, so if we get a Blood Shard next turn, we can play that and just start jamming it. Worst case scenario for this hand is that our opponent plays a Vampire King on 4 because we've got a bunch of troops in our hand that are just going to be stranded here for a little while. Princess isn't a big deal because we don't have any actions that are stranded right now, but Blood Shard? Blood Shard? Alright. Diamond Shard? That's better than missing a Shard drop. It's not the Blood Shard that lets us play Pact of Pain, but it's better than just sticking on 2 here. If he has King here, we're going to need to draw a kill or a diamond so we can Solitary Exile it. Here's Uranaz. Killipede. So now we're under the gun. Alright, that's good. That lets us play Solitary Exile next turn at least, which is good. So I'll play it, crack it. Grab our second diamond threshold. So this is going to hit us for 1, intoxify us, and then... It's really weird this card isn't unique. It's the Killipede instead of a Killipede. I feel like if you're going to prefix it with the, it should probably be unique. And again, just like, these are constants, so not actions, so nothing the princess can take away from us here. So we get toxified there from the Killipede. And if he has a second Killipede, we are just dead. Because we can't kill both of them with our cards or anything that we might draw. Alright, now we have to draw an exile or a kill. Or we are dead to the Killipede. It's a good pickup. Dead. Yeah, I'm going to cut this burn and put it back to painting on the play. I think we probably bury him with that card more often than not. The burn doesn't really kill a whole lot. I should figure out why my auto-sync's not working. I said I was going to do that after this weekend, and my weekend even ended early, and I forgot about it. There is, I think we have to mulligan this. I'm going to keep this. It's clunky, we need to draw Blood Shard, but like we have more blood thresholds than anything else in our deck, and I really just don't like mulliganing against the Inquisition deck. I actually wrote about this deck this week on hextcg.com. You can find the article there just on the main website. Need help putting it together? It's okay. It's okay. There you go. Okay. Hey, bud. Oof. Alright, Blood Shard if we're a professional. That's fine. Castable. We'll take a castable. Hey, bud. Alright, this is probably Vampire Princess. It's a Corpse Fly. What do we discard? It's a nothing. That sounds great. Sign me up for nothing. Ugh. And I wouldn't have faulted anyone for mulliganing this. I probably would have mulliganed this if we were playing a different matchup. But again, just like mulliganing against a deck that's going to tear your hand apart generally isn't good EV. Because like they're just going to like you mulligan to a smoother hand and they're just going to like pick it apart and it's not going to be smooth immediately. So I'd much rather just have like a high density of action cards to start with. Opponent must just have like a bunch of removal in their hand, so it probably doesn't really matter that we're fumbling around here. Because if we were playing guys, they'd just be dying. You're very loud, toddler. And we're playing 28 shards in our deck, and we kept a 4-shard hand and missed our 5th shard drop. Good stuff. Yeah, probably just solitary exiling that next turn, unless we draw a shard for this one of these vampires. Yep, it's better than discarding, so let's just go ahead and jam this. Why must you drive your train on my desk? I made day 2 of the Grand Prix, but I made day 2 at 6 and 3, so I didn't feel like it was worth playing. So I came home instead. When you day 2 a Grand Prix with a record of 6 and 3, you have to 6 and 0 day 2 to have a chance of min cashing, and that's just not worth my time of an entire another day. To like have less than 10% to cash the event, and you can't even top 8 anymore. Like it's just insane. It's the reason why I don't usually play Grand Prix. That's really unfortunate that we played our Solitary Exile and then he Curse of Oblivion it and then had closed coffins. We might actually lose this game now. I guess this Tienos can technically take this off the table, but... And his hand's probably full of removal, so like the first couple things we play are going to die, and then we're going to get closed coffins out of it. So the fact that he had this Curse of Oblivion on our Solitary Exiles, so we lost all our other exiles, and then this closed coffins might actually win him the game now. I have no idea what Jarvis played. I don't think they posted his deck list, and he was playing something close to what I was working on. It looked like he even went deep enough to sleeve up the Bosk and the Inferno Titan, though. Taking the Vampire King away is a interesting choice. Oh, he's gonna rise again. Sure. So he just... I'm really confused as to what could possibly be in his... He's just like... He just had like this like closed coffins and Curse of Oblivions for a while there. I'm not really quite sure what's going on over there. So, I think I lead on the Princess here because he has to kill it, because if he doesn't spend his removal on this, it could possibly take the removal out of his hand. I'd much rather lose this than any of my other threats currently. And we know he has spells in his hand, because if he draws a shard, he's playing it so he could activate his champion power. We're sequencing, I think, Princess into King into Tienost. So that way the Tienost is most likely to... I think we want the Tienost to be most likely to live so it can possibly take these closed coffins off the table. And again, unfortunately, we cannot use our champion ability because he's got coffins. And I don't just want to run the Shaman out here because he could just use the kill and then the speed's not very useful. I get to draw a card here, sure. Another copy of Closed Coffin, sure. So I'm going to keep these shards in my hand so he has less of a chance of hitting my copy of Extinction here. Another Princess, sure. Part of me wants to really just jam this Shaman, because if I jam this Shaman, we know one of his cards is Closed Coffins. So if I jam this Shaman and he doesn't have a killer and Extinction, we play the next Shaman next turn and just like kill him basically. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do that. Let's just like make him have it. The longer we wait, the more likely he is to draw removal or extinctions or things like that. Bud, you can't just move Dad's keyboard like that. So, hopefully we don't get Extinctioned or this Cosmic Shaman killed next turn. And if he has Extinction, he should definitely play it here. If he does have Extinction, hopefully we prophesized onto... there goes our second Shaman. Unless he has removal for the first one. If he has removal for the first one, he won't. Although, if he doesn't have removal for the first one, he's kind of damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. Because okay. Well, that means we can bank that Shaman back into play. So, I'm assuming that means he can't remove this one in play here. So... Just like, okay, so you're like just dead on board? Crunch. Alright. And we beat Closed Coffins after he... Got him. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you're at. Yes, I love you, toddler. So I'm currently ranked 32nd on the constructed ladder. Need to stay in top 64 through Wednesday night. That's midnight PST. If you just search on Twitch, you'll find the Magic Grand Prix. We're playing Hex here. Not really worried about Magic. Uzu, most likely the 5 shard Lixil deck has been what Uzu's mostly been playing. Uzu Cannon's mostly fallen off the map. This hand's pretty fine. We've only got 2 shards, but we've got this for our first Diamond Threshold, and Solitary Exile's pretty good against the Lixil deck because it can beat their indestructible Lixil. It gets things shifted onto it, which is nice. Kiss isn't particularly good in this matchup, though, but T and Austin Vampire King are also fine. I wonder how much the limited one's going to move. I feel like the limited probably moves less than the constructed, but I don't have any actual data to back that up. That's just what my gut says is probably the case. I know, like, overnight, I think I dropped, like, 6 spots on the constructed ladder. That's why I just want to... Ideally, I want to get into, like, top 12 or so. And then I plan to stream a bunch on Tuesday and Wednesday this week, or the last 2 days. Immortal Tears is great. So I play 28 shards, so we can make sure we find them. I gotta imagine there's gonna be more people pushing as the season comes to a close, though. Alright, missed their 3rd shard. Sounds great for me. I'm gonna crack this. I think I'm just getting... So I'm actually going to get 2nd Diamond here, and the reason why I'm doing that is there's a lot more blood shards than any other shards in our deck, and like that, instantly rewarded for it. So we're more likely to draw our second blood than to draw our second and third diamond, especially since we had the main deck T and Ost in our opening hand. We only have one T and Ost in the main. Opponent maybe missed their shard drop again. Think about what they want to discard here. You gotta imagine that's the case. Otherwise they just jam it. Yeah, they just went AFK for a second. Okay, found their shard. Maybe they had to decide if they want to play their Lixil out now while it could die. I think if they play Lixil, I'm probably just going to pull the trigger on the extinction. I'm just going to play the Vampire King. They have kill, they have kill. I don't always have 4 of those, and if they don't have it, this card will pressure their hand nicely. Please ready, please ready, please ready. Ah, he's dead. Alright. It's possible I'm just supposed to pass the turn and then crack this at his end step. Missing double diamond, so just like straight nothing currently, because there's no thresholds. We can just kill it with fire, so we can burn this and then crack the infusion device. That sounds great. I'm going to take my lick for 2 here, because other than Midnight Paladin, they don't have a ton of reach in their deck, and if he plays the second guy out, I'd much rather Extinction than Burn. Basically, like, using my life totals a little bit of a resource. Now we're kind of punished because we drew Pact of Pain, so, like, 2 life is a card. Maybe I should have been thinking about that. Let's just play this and start drawing. Perfect. Let's just play Tianost. Need a 3rd blood for this Uranaz at some point, sometime eventually. So what cards are people most excited for in set 5? I haven't sat down to comb through everything yet myself, but a lot of the things that I've caught in passing that people have shown me seems great. Actually, Sione, there's going to be some delay, so you're going to hear me say it in half a second, but I really haven't looked at a ton of set 5 stuff yet. So that's awkward. I think I'm just going to try and hit my shard drop here. Of course not. I'm just going to play this. Get blood. It's possible that was greedy and I was just supposed to kiss this plus play this instead of pushing to make the 7th shard. This is an extra stream. I was home on a Sunday and I figured I was going to grind some ladder anyways. Might as well fire up the old stream while I'm doing it. Declan's taking a nap. Jake's playing with his strains. Kirsty's upstairs working on some of her own stuff. Oh shoot! It's VIP weekend. Did I miss all of them? I have a bunch of VIP tickets. Now I'm kind of annoyed. I definitely would have played in them. Does anyone know what time the next VIP starts? Hi, toddler. Wanna come sit with your dad? Why you play with your trains? I haven't been home on a VIP weekend in forever. I forgot I've just got all these tickets just sitting in my account. Okay, Lixel, that's great. So we're gonna need to go ahead and we didn't vampire kiss this, but we're gonna need to go ahead and pull the trigger on extinction on both of these. Let's try and draw a shard. Gosh. Well, I think I'm gonna bin this Uranaz. It's like I have 2 of them. I really don't want to bin a threat though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bin this extra extinction. We're just gonna start deploying our own threats and would rather have the spot removal than the sweeper, I think, unless he goes like dude here. VIP weekend means that there are special VIP events, and this weekend is the one month they're sealed, and rotating months they're sealed and constructed, and they give you special promos and packs based on how you finish them. They're four round events that you play as Swiss. Midnight Shepherd, sure. Hey, serious. Shard, God bless it. All right. Kiss the Shepherd. I'm gonna play this out. I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna put the king into play. We're getting a little bit low. I want to be greedy with this Pact of Pain and just, like, take a bunch of hits here. And the Vampire King will buffer our life total a little bit while we do that. I want to make sure we don't get burned out by a Midnight, whatever they're called. The guy that deals the damage for each threshold your opponent has. And if he plays a Midnight here, I'm probably just going to crack... Actually, if he plays a Midnight here, I think I'm going to kill it. And then Uranaz it back, so we steal 3 back from him. Really need a Cosmic Shaman at some point. If he has Extinction here, we might just see him Extinction this Vampire King away. This is game 1. Yeah, there's an Extinction. We've got so many good cards in our hand already. I think I'm actually just going to crack this Infusion Device as opposed to paying 4 and drawing 2 here. I'll go ahead and play this. Let's just jam our Uranaz here. Take one of his dorks. I'm never going to be able to activate this. I think I'll just take... Yeah, I'll just take the Monarch. If he doesn't have a threat, or like if he has a threat that we're able to just like kill our Solitary Exile, we have the double diamond threshold to make our team bigger, so... you asked how much you missed. We beat a mono blood player before this. This is our second match of the day. I'm hoping to try and fit some more extra streams in here and there after, because I missed a couple of streams in the last month and I feel kind of bad. Another Extinction, sure. We're just gonna play another Uranaz. So that's Urnaz Monarch was the right line last turn. It's probably the right line this turn. The infusion devices only make thresholds that are in your deck. It's not like Shard Prism or Shard Call. So the infusion devices can't make those other thresholds because our deck doesn't have them in it. Same thing with his Lixil. Like, I can't take his Lixil and get a Wild or a Sapphire with it. Another extinction, sure. Where my Cosmic Shaman's at? That's what I want to know. If he hits a bunch of Paladins, he could reasonably burn us out, which is kind of annoying. Because we're 27 cards into our deck without a Cosmic Shaman currently. Dianost is dead. Come on, just don't have Paladins in the top half of your deck. Ugh. Now the question becomes, am I supposed to pact and play around second Paladin, or am I supposed to just like try and find a Shaman? I think I'm just gonna kill this for starters and see what we hit for our draw step. I think I'm gonna choose to play around a second Paladin. If he doesn't have the second Paladin this turn, we'll probably just like draw forward and step here. Well, I guess I can't do that. I can only draw 2. We'll crack this and draw 2 here. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do. And if he has Paladin, we can live. We can't beat 2 more Paladins, obviously, without drawing. Yep, that's fine. So we can extinction that away. Probably should have drawn last turn so I could have played that shard. Alright, there's the Shaman, so we're not dead to a Paladin anymore. We take extinction this dork away. Play our Shamalaman. Hit you. And yeah, so if I would have drawn with the infusion device last turn instead of waiting till my... Oh, I'm a liar. So we've been holding Transmog, so we are dead to a Paladin now. That's really unfortunate. I'm sure he has it, and I always have it. Big bucks, no whammy. Big bucks, no whammy. The worst part here is hopefully we just draw another Shaman. Because we can't activate Pact of Pain because we are at 2. Ooh, Vampire King. So if he doesn't have... This does not put us out of Paladin range, unfortunately. But it does... He probably has another Transmog. I'm assuming that's what he's been holding all this time. He wants to keep us off Gaining Life, because Gaining Life lets us draw cards with Pact of Pain. What? No, you're fine. And we hit something that has Life Drain here, which is sweet, because it lets us draw more cards. Yeah, Jake's fine. Yeah, click it up. So I think I'm actually... So we can't save ourselves from Paladin currently, so I'm just going to try and draw... a Cosmic Shaman here. And we missed. Deck with this dork. And we'd be only 1 away from activating my champion ability if I would have cracked that infusion device 1 turn sooner. Just good beats, opponents. Good beats. We had 2 Paladins and 22 cards, and we had 1 Cosmic Shaman in. So my mistake ended up not mattering. Opponent was just a little bit luckier than we were. I don't think I had any better lines at any point in that game. The burns and kisses, actually the extinctions aren't great because his guys are often invincible. So Solitary Exile is fine, Kiss is actually fine, I think. Act is fine, Tianos is great, Purge is fine, because Purge is one-sided. Yeah, let's try this. You're supposed to split the difference on kisses and burns. I like the little bit of life buffer that Kiss gives us, especially when we're... I don't think Kiss is strictly better than burn. Yeah, just like maximum Lex Lantern, basically. We've got the Exiles and the Tianost and the Purge. So that game was a pretty typical example of Screw Beats Flood. That's how TCGs work in general, or resource card games like this. Sand needs some other thresholds, but it's pretty medium otherwise. Got some removal for its first couple of plays and a king. Hey, Intangible Hawk. Hey, love in Las Vegas. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Yeah, I should probably figure out if I'm going to do the Vegas GP weekend or not next year. That'll be cheaper to book further out, so I should talk to other people and see if they want to go. Playing crack tiers here. And the reason why I'm playing and cracking tiers as opposed to holding up a 3-cost removal is because in the event we draw a diamond shard next turn, I want the option to play Solitary Exile to be on the table. We are 32nd going into this match. Correct, Immortals. If I do decide to possibly do the Vegas trip, it would be through donations on stream like we did through Charlotte. Lots of people show up to GPs, and so if people want to help get me there to meet me, then I'm okay with that. But GPs in general, even a triple, well, so the triple GP weekend makes, I guess I should rephrase. So I probably wouldn't mind spending some of my own money getting to the triple GP weekend even, because the biggest problem with Grand Prix is that there's not a chance for you to basically run makeup events where if you have, a little bit of bad variance, you can't make a profitable trip anymore. Whereas you have 3 Grand Prix in a weekend, you have 3 chances to do really well. I was at the first Grand Prix in Vegas, and it was just a giant crap show. It was the hottest of messes. I'm told the second one went better, but I was at the first Modern Masters GP in Vegas, and it was very, very bad. I think that was actually the last competitive limited event I ever played in, which didn't have to do with that. I just don't really like limited, but and then we're just gonna crack this right away to try and hit our 6th shard here. Swing and a miss. This one will probably get ruby, so our Cosmic Shamans are on if we draw them. No, yeah, not at all. And it's good to clarify myself. Yeah, normal GP weekends are pretty miserable value. And actually, I think I'm gonna write about why I prefer to play SCG events as far as Magic goes this week for my card market article. It's a good kind of topic to have on like these in between weeks, when I'm not there's not like a new set coming out or something like that right away. And this shard is nice because it gives us our third diamond threshold, so we can cast Uranaz or Tienost if we draw it in a bit, and now we can play this and get a ruby shard, and then we have all of our thresholds online. I mean, we talk about Hex when I play Magic, we talk about Magic when I play Hex, like, we play both games on this channel. There's the Deadly Paladin. I really wanted to work on a deck that had Paladin. How greedy am I? I think I'm going to crack this and try and hit a shard. We have a lot of shards in our deck. Never lucky. Ugh. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I feel like this is walking into Transmog. We'll get our second ruby because it really doesn't matter. I think I'm going to play the Vampire King out first here and see what we do. He must just have a ton of interaction in his hand, right? This doesn't die. Wow, it didn't die at end step. That's really surprising to me. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Chastel. We're not really picking favorites between the games. I play both. That's sweet. I wanted to lead on this so that way it's slightly less likely this gets transmogged. And this is still a 2-2, which can trade with his Midnight Paladin, which I'm definitely okay with. We have Solitary Exile to clean up this dork. Can't be blocked except by Artifact or Blood Troops. I'm going to lead on the Cosmic Shaman here, as opposed to just Solitary Exiling his Elixir right away. And the reason why I'm doing this is because if he has Infinite Tricks in his hand, I kind of want him to play and shift onto this, so that way I can Solitary Exile it away after he's shifted. God, that's the worst beats. When this enters play, void all other cards you control. During your turn, transform each voided card of this into... Wow, so just actually just a straight removal spell. That's gross. That's really gross. I timed you out because it's crass to ask for links to other streams while you're watching content someone's creating. It's like walking into a Pizza Hut and like asking what the takeout number for Domino's is. That's rude. It's nothing to do with Magic versus Hex. The reason I timed you out, it's rude. It's rude to ask for other people's stream information while you're watching someone else. Could have Verdict of the Ancient Kings here. They also sometimes board in Champasor. I'm just gonna pass here. Do I think the digital only effects that allow Hex to have more or less variance? I don't think it inherently affects it really one way or another. There's cards that have variance similar to like some of the cards that Hex have that has the word random in it. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead. I think I'm just gonna kill this Infinite Tricks. I'm gonna have to kill the Infinite Tricks at some point here, so might as well just like take it off now so that way he doesn't like shift onto the Midnight Paladin. And then we've got another Solitary Exile to deal with this Lixil. And by the reason why I let him revert his Infinite Tricks before killing it was because when I Uranaz, I want his Infinite Tricks to have all of its powers on it. Hey, Pat. Afternoon. Alright, we had a shard, so I'm gonna go ahead and jam this Uranaz down his throat and take this Lixil, or this Infinite Tricks out of his crypt. The constant does nothing, so when this comes into play, it voids all other cards you control. And then after 3 turns, it turns the voided cards into angels. But this didn't enter play as a Trial of Faith, so it's a Cosmic Shaman that got transmogrifated. That's a little rough. I suppose I could have Solitary Exiled this. I think just getting this into play though is fine. Yeah, I'm just going to take a hit for 6 here, and then we'll Solitary Exile this next turn and shift some stuff over to my Uranaz and crack him back. It does literal nothing, correct. Channel Fireball didn't run the Grand Prix. They were just contracted by WotC to do the coverage. Pastimes ran the Grand Prix, and it has actually run very well. It was easily the best run Grand Prix I've been to. That doesn't like that. The bar is kind of low for that because the last 2 Grand Prix I went to were pretty awful. But like everything ran really smoothly. The round turnovers were really quick. The only negative complaint I have about the actual Grand Prix itself was that their online pairing system was really, really bad. I'm gonna shift Life Drain over to here, and Steadfast. I'm just gonna leave Flight on the Infinite Tricks for now. If he has another Transmogrifade or removal in general, this is bad for us, but if he doesn't, we're in a great spot, because we're gonna have enough life total to have a buffer. Sweet. Alright, so to do this, take his Monarch. So 13 means we're not in immediate danger of getting burned out by Midnight Paladins. We've got a pretty controlling board presence here. If opponent lets this game drag on for too much longer, they're going to run the risk of timing out possibly in the 3rd game. Midnight Shepherd, sure, that's fine. We've got 2 more removal spells in my hand. I might actually kill this Infinite Tricks. I'm on Flight. Yeah, I think I'm going to kill this Infinite Tricks so that way I can get it back with Uranaz. Yeah, I don't think I really care. If he has a 5/5, I have an Uranaz. Yeah, I don't think I really care. I think it'll be a 4. I'm not sure though. I have no idea how that works. There's another Midnight Paladin. Okay. Interesting. Huh. Which reverts this, which means he's going to be able to make this into a 7/7. So I think what we're going to... Oh, this is great for us. So he's going to turn this into a 7/7, and then I'm going to kill this, and we'll Solitary Exile the Midnight Shepherd, and then when my Uranaz cracks him, we'll take his Midnight Paladin that's a 7/7 or a 6/6 or whatever and put it back into play under our control. Yeah, that sounds great. Hey, wizard kids. Now, let's kill this dork. Yep, yeah, I'm home on a weekend for the first time in a long time, so I decided to... I was going to be playing some Constructed anyway, so I figured I might as well stream some of it. Jake's being good, Declan's asleep, Christy's taking a nap. He could... There is a world where, like, he finds... I guess even Extinction, we have our champion power for Uranaz, so... I'm going to shift Flight onto the Monarch because I can't get a... I can't get a threshold for that, so let's just go ahead and do this. Hey, 5 shards with the host. Thank you for that. Welcome to the folks that are coming from that channel. Yeah, he said nice draws because I killed both of his things, and I was like, those have literally been in my hand for a while, bud. I was like, you're the one that drew the second Paladin game 1, so I don't want to hear it. Make all my dorks bigger. Hey, Pentagils. Opponent finally concedes. Also, I don't mind him sitting there typing because, again, he's very down on clock. So I have no problem with an opponent taking extra time out of their day to complain in chat when they're down on clock. That sounds great. Do I want anything else? I think I'm pretty happy with this configuration. I can't wait for Spell Shield Gems to go away. They're so annoying and create such awkward non-games. I don't think I want Extinction. I think I'd rather have Burns and Kisses than Extinction. Thoughts, chat? I think I'm pretty happy with my post reserves configuration here. I think they're going to be fine in Immortal. I think you want the cards to be more powerful in Immortal, and if you have some weird non-games in Immortal, I also think that's okay. I think on the draw, I'm going to swap a Kiss for a third burn. Just so like we have a slightly lower curve. It's a minor thing, but I think it's worth doing. Hey, Zombucks. Yeah, it sounds pretty reasonable. Basically have 4 shards, got a removal spell, a couple of threats. I don't have Solitary Exile in it, which is one of our favorite cards in this matchup, but it's fine. Yeah, I think the biggest thing I'm looking forward to with the Spell Shield gem going away is I'm really looking forward to being able to play control decks that don't involve the card Extinction in them. I really like playing control in mid-range decks. You just can't play that either of those archetypes really efficiently right now without Extinction in your 75 somewhere. Yeah, the Ivory Pawns are fine. They're there for like the Yodel and the Prophecy Burn matchups, and they do what I want them to do in those matchups. Alright, sweet. I'll take another shard, especially since we drew a Tianost. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah, I'm gonna just play the Blood Shard now. We can crack the Immortal Tears. So this is going to be our second blood. This can be a ruby. Set 5 card I'm looking most forward to playing with. You know, I honestly haven't looked at a ton of the spoiler yet. Most of my hex time has been devoted to grinding the ladder so I can make sure I'm going to qualify for the 5K. But this week, I'm going to really start looking at things. Van Meter and I are probably going to make time to carve out time to record another set review at some point like we do with set 4. So that's nice to do because it really forces me to sit down and look at everything. Pact of Pain is excellent. I'll just shove that guy right into play. No play. That's great. Alright, so he doesn't have kill up. Okay, the fact that he doesn't have kill means I'm just going to jam the Vampire King here. He could transmog us, but like then we still have a threat on the table most likely. I don't think you'll like you can like keep those decks in check with something like, what does this do? Okay, so it's just a 2/3. That's fine though. Still pressure. You can keep a lot of those decks in check just by playing Crocosaurs and stuff like that, and then you can top off with Mass Polydingler. Like Crocosaurs and Mass Polydinglers are just like no good against fast Runir Hierophants with Spell Shield. Now we're going to get 2 cards out of our Pact of Pain here, and just opponent doesn't have anything going on, so they're like 5 shard awkwardness kind of catching up with them here. The deck's not terribly consistent, even with Uzu. It's possible I probably should have played this as a diamond last turn, so that way if I draw another diamond I can play the Tianost out. Why is that, Pentachills? So this deck that I'm playing right now is actually because the gems are rotating with set 5, this deck depends pretty heavily on the gems and Cosmic Shaman to function. So this deck's really not going to exist in its current form once set 5 releases. It's also one of the more expensive decks in the format. It's probably about $200. I guess it depends on how high VKs are in a given week, how much exactly it costs. Yeah, man, you got a Midnight Paladin. You don't want to be too aggressive with this Pact of Pain, I suppose. Who am I kidding? I'm greedy. Alright, let's kiss this dork. And then we will Uranez him back into play and gain 3 more. Is he thinking about transmogging this? Transmogging 7 drops is usually not where you want to be in life. See if he has an extinction here. Lexel, sure. Oop. Accidentally kicked my cord. Definitely solitary exiling this one. We'll crack him for 9. Wow, that card's really good. I am definitely going to be building around that card. That card's really powerful, Pentachills. Yeah, I'm excited to sit down and look through all the spoilers. Like I said, I really haven't had a chance to read through everything. I've just been like looking at things as like people post random links in chat while I'm streaming throughout the week. Gene, help. I need to help my toddler really quick. Need help flipping your baby guy? What do we need? That'll be up in a second. Alright. Extinction is fine. Bud, Dad's gonna finish this game, and then we'll go get you a drink of water, okay? Just all the Cosmic Shamans, sure. We'll get to burn him out this game. Well, he could have transmogs here. Yeah, just like all the transmogs, sure. Still does 5, deal. Like, his life's rough. I like the concept of deck building restrictions in Hex. Like Jankbot and stuff like that. It's neat design space. And kill that one, so when he blocks my 5/5, he has to block here, right? Otherwise you just like died a ton of stuff. Yeah. Let's see if he has another transmog. Nope. Alright. Well, that's probably the game. I'm just gonna Uranaz. Just like make him have the extinction here. Yeah, he probably had to have the extinction regardless, so that's probably a little loose. Alright, we're up to 30. I'm going to take a quick break and see what my toddler wants from upstairs. Probably just a snack and a drink, so we'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for hanging out here this afternoon while we battle some hacks. We're going to play for another hour or so, at least, maybe a little more if we're doing well. So, be right back. I know Immortal's right. And the funny part is, or maybe it's not even funny, the depressing part, I think I'd say, is that the number of people I have blocked on Twitter already that would be probably spewing more than those people that can actually see my tweets are. It's just like mind-boggling. There's a lot of people that just like have so much negative energy in their life that they're just like constantly negative all the time and they just like don't know any different. Oh, I thought I sent the spare deck back. I should probably do that. The 5% code should work. Worked last I checked. You're on hexprimal.com. I made day 2 of the Modern GP in Indy with a record of 6-3 and decided it was not worth my time to play day 2 with a record of 6-3 since I was no longer live for top 8 and not realistically alive for prizes. So I decided to come home and hang out with my family, and they're mostly napping, so I am playing some Hex this afternoon to make sure I qualify for the end of the year tournament. Or the end of the season tournament. I guess not near the end of the year. Hopefully we'll have a couple of these before the year is over. I'm actually going to keep this. We can cast the Burn, the Solitary Exile, and we have 1 Blood Threshold, and Blood's the most common shard type in our deck, so we're pretty likely to be able to play this Pact of Pain out. I played the Kiki deck that I've been working on stream with. Sundays at home are nice. Look at that. Always burn the brave. Is that what we say? Burn the brave. Rogue 71 with the 2-month sub. Thank you for the continued support, mate. I do appreciate it. Welcome back. I lost to Affinity, Tron, and Flooding Out. I lost a game where my opponent Liliana ultimated to kill 3 of my lands. I cycled 2 Horizon Canopies, and my Raging Ravine died in combat, and I ended the game with like 11 lands in play. Was not pretty, but that's the game sometimes. Can't win all of them, or even most of them, really. Like, I have a pretty respectable win percentage in competitive TCGs, and it's like, you know, probably around 65%. Yeah, the Jeff 5 code works on Hex Primal. I just checked it. Right, Pentachills? Valiant Escort. Winning more than you're losing is not winning most of them, in my opinion. What am I doing here? We're definitely playing the Diamond Shard. If I take hits from these, we're going to 17. If I draw twice, we're going to 13. Whenever I ask myself what I want to do in a situation like this, I just look at my chat frame, and it says Avatar of Greed, and I was like, yeah, I should just take the greedy line. Alright, Daddy's got 3 draws for an extinction. Otherwise, we did. Alright. Winner, winner. Okay, so what am I doing here? Taking his Valiant Escort off the table here, I think. Just preserve our life a little bit. I wanted to draw one more to see if we hit the extinction. Valiant Escort with Runir Hierophant seems fine. If he doesn't have a removal spell, this Cosmic Shaman might stabilize the board for us, but if he has a removal spell, we're basically dead. If he has Martyr, we're straight dead. Because Martyr, the way Martyr interacts with Cosmic Shaman is we won't deal any damage or gain any life if he martyrs in response to the trigger. Hopefully he doesn't have a removal. Okay, we gained 5 at least. That's the first step. And if he Prides Falls this or something of that nature, we can get it back to play with our Rutherford Banks activation. So this plus this might let us stabilize this board. We are going to have to kill this before we can extinction away this Runir Hierophant, though. Soul Marble, that's pretty good. Fortunately, opponent's a little choked on resources. I'm going to start by drawing with Pact of Pain, I think. Yeah, let's draw first, see what we get. Alright, and I'm actually going to crunch with this Cosmic Shaman because I want to pressure my opponent here. We can play this Vampire King as a blocker. Best defense is good offense. And he's denying us the life gain here by throwing away the Valiant Escort, which, you know. And activating a Soul Marble. And he does get to replay the Rhino, which means this rabbit is going to be larger than my Vampire King, but I think that's still fine. Well, maybe I'm supposed to take the hit for 4. Ooh. So now I'm going to jump with the Vampire King, and the reason why I'm jumping is because the Vampire King's not guaranteed to hit my opponent on the crackback. And if I was guaranteed to hit my opponent and possibly trigger the Vampire King, that would be worth leaving him there. I'm going to start by drawing again, see what we find. We're really looking for an extinction here. Also wouldn't mind drawing... just like drawing the troop that we've prophesized, but extinction would be best. When it rains, it pours, ladies and germs. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep pressuring my opponent here with the Vampire King, with the Cosmic Shaman. Yeah, because he's just going to be able to jump the Runir Hierophant, so I'm not going to be able to leave this back to block anyways. Might as well gain my 5 life. I'm going to put this into play and then pass the turn here. I think I really just want to like hammer this Pact of Pain at the end step as opposed to playing these Immortal Tears out, because again, we're looking for extinction or the thing this has been prophesized onto. He's working his way out of his screw here a little bit, which is also a bit scary. Well, that could have gone better for us. So we hit his 5th shard and then has Crocosaurus, who's going to eat both of our guys. That also does mean that the Prophesized Troop on top of our deck is getting scarier. We're taking 8 here down to 14, and then we're going to draw twice down to 10. So... come on, please. That's a good troop to have double prophesize. So this is going to come into play and hit our opponent twice here. And hopefully his hand is just all troops right now, because if this shows us troops, they come over to our side of the board. Survey says. Survey says. Yay! Alrighty, so... I think I'm going to draw with Pact of Pain here, because if we hit a kill, I want to take this Infinite Tricks off the table. We had a second burn, which lets us take the Infinite Tricks off the table. Yeah, you have to remember things like the auction house are kind of fluid. They lower and rise with supply and demand more quickly. Hex Primal's got static prices that probably don't get updated terribly often. And, you know, if someone's just like looking for quick plat, they can list something cheaply on the auction house. Like whenever I sell stuff on the auction house, I always list it a good bit under whatever the cheapest one is, just because like I want whatever I'm listing to sell right away. Because I just like, if I'm listing something, I want to turn it into plat almost right away. Another one of those is pretty good because it not only kills my 2 dorks, but it doesn't kill my opponent's Crocosaur to eat my guys. So I think this is just jumping the Rainier Hierophant here. We're actually not in that great of a spot this game. We need to run off another Cosmic Shaman here pretty soon. I guess we also have, ideally, we're going to have a massive Extinctions coming up because we're 24 cards into my deck without an Extinction so far. Let's start by drawing some cards. Solitary Exile. So he's got 10, 15 power on the table, but I can guaranteed play the Solitary Exile. He can't do this next turn even if he hits a shard, so I guess I'm going to draw with this again and try and find this Extinction. Cosmic Shaman. Yeah, that's probably fine to play. Yeah, okay, so we're definitely playing this because not only does it block the Rainier Hierophant, but it gives us draws to kill our opponent. We don't want our opponent to draw a shard next turn, because if they draw a shard, they can Rutherford Banks Infinite Tricks back into play and give one of their guys life drain, and then get out of burn range here. So looking to fade a shard drop here. That's really, really good. Ugh. So he definitely has a shard now. Let's put Tricks back into play. I guess the good news here is if he puts Tricks into play, it makes Extinction more live for us off the top. Okay, Dad'll help with your train. So he's got a lot of choices here. Oh, he gained life off of this too. So he can actually put Infinite Tricks into play and then shift Flight over to this and then like have us dead in 2. Pheromones, sure. Alright, what did he Pheromones? I wasn't actually paying attention there. Was it the Rhino? Jake. Oh, it was this guy. That makes sense. Pheromones in the main deck is pretty bud. Alright. Dan, short on clock. I need you to come over here with your drink, okay? I'll help. There you go. You can come over here and sit with Dad, but we can't have your train over here, okay? Thank God. That gives us some relief. Play this out. Play out Immortal Tears. Am I just playing out another Immortal Tears? No, I think I want to draw 3 cards here at end step, so we're just going to pass for now. Jake. It's okay, bud. Alright, Banks is back. His Giant Runeer, not surprising. We got 2 Cosmic Shaman triggers on there. That's pretty good. Reverts it and puts it back into play. What are my outs here now? We need like 2 Extinctions. I suppose I could also hit an Uranaz and like take some of the stuff back out of his crypt. If we've prophesized onto an Uranaz, that could be really good for us here. Yeah, the Valiant Escorts are a really neat add to the deck that my opponent's playing. I've not seen that before. Alright. Vampire King can take some troops out of their hand, hopefully. Am I supposed to Extinction here? Yeah, I'm going to Extinction. I'm going to Extinction, and he might Valiant Escort, which would be insane with this Vampire King in our hand. That would be nuts. God, please Valiant Escort. It makes sense to just Valiant Escort it, right? Like, I'm killing your guy. Oh, this is so... Come on. Come on. Oh, survey says. Survey says. Survey says. Infinite tricks. Come on. Give me a rabbit. 1 and 4. Give me a rabbit. Crocosaur. All right, fine. So we did not get the rabbit, but I don't think we should complain. That was hot. All right. Man, that would have been so good. That's fine. We still had 2 troops, so like whatevs, but alright. Charge Colossus. Alright, so I've got Charge Colossus here. What else do I have in my crypt? So, well, I can just kill him, right? No, stop it. So yeah, so he's at 6, so I Charge Colossus, which gives me enough to reanimate, and then I can put the Vampire King with double enter the battlefield triggers into play and kill my opponent. Close game. Cosmic Shaman's such a messed up card. Alright, so Purge comes in. Solitary Exile seems fine. Vampiric Kiss seems medium. Burn seems great because we want to kill his Valiant Escorts. Yeah, Elwins, I took your suggestion and swapped the 3rd Uranaz for a Charge Colossus. It seems pretty reasonable. What do I want to swap? I think we want all the Solitary Exiles. Do I want the Tianost? Tianost is probably fine. Definitely want the Pact of Pains. Maybe I don't want all of the Solitary Exiles. I guess getting rid of his Soul Marble is probably pretty reasonable. What do I actually want to cut? I'm not sure. Kill is fine because it can respond to Crocs and blow them out that way. Definitely want Purge. Maybe I don't want the Tianos. I definitely want Uranaz. Maybe it's just like leave some of each, just like 2 and 2-1 like I have in the main deck. Like we're basically just bringing in, like we're swapping Purge for a Vampire Kiss for a Purge. I think this matchup favors us game 1, so like minimal boarding's probably fine. Yeah, let's do this. This is probably acceptable. Easy mulligan here. Medium keep. Like any hand without Extinction, Cold Darunir, Hierophant. I mean, a Charge Colossus is not any less clunky than a 3rd Uranaz. Like, so the logic is, if Urnez is remaining on the table, you're probably winning the game. So get a blood here. This will get a diamond for us. Wild Shard, Runear Hierophant probably wins the game if we don't draw shards into extinction. Yeah. This is why I can't wait for these gems to go away. Just like, it's his 4 of versus our 4 of, and like, if he has ours and we don't, if he has his and we don't have ours, like, we just didn't play a game. I'm like, okay, we're good. Like, we ripped it, but if we didn't rip it there, like, we were going to be in trouble. Like, I guess he could even go Grace of Tianost here or Valiant Escort. Oh, oh, God! What a mistake I've made. If he plays Valiant Escort here, I didn't play... Okay, he just has Grace of Tianos, so we're like screwed either way. Yeah, so. If he had Valiant Escort, we should have played the Ruby Shard. But he had Grace of Tianos, so yeah. Now we need to draw a second extinction. At least we're leaving him with the 2/2, I suppose. That's just going to make... That's going to be... It's huge. It's like, can never win. I suppose there's a world where we, like, run off another extinction or Cosmic Shamans here that can kind of keep us in it, but realistically, we're not winning this game. And we'll take a third game on the play and hope for the best. So he can hit for 4 here down to 15, and that leaves him with 8, 9, 10, 11 power in play. Alright, yeah, just, it helps to be a professional. If you're ever wondering, being professional, always the best choice. And again, like, the gameplay there wasn't particularly interesting or stimulating, which I'm sure they're aware of. Like, there's a reason why they rotated the gems. Like, I'm just going to spend 2 burns killing this. I really don't want to take more damage at this point. Him playing Chompasaur before we play the Pact of Pain, probably good for us. We have 2 burns for that. Sounds great. I'm going to draw here. We can take 1 hit from this, I think. Famous last words, I suppose. I mainly just want to draw in case he has another Chompasaur, but I guess if he has another Chompasaur, that's bad for us either way. We'll see. I guess if he goes, like, Infinite Tricks here, we're pretty in trouble. He's 1 shard away from activating his Bank's ability, and then we're under the gun again to, like, find Extinction or a Cosmic Shaman or something like that. We do have Pact of Pain to draw cards at least, though. I'm a simple man who just likes drawing cards. Alright, we'll play this out, and I'm just going to pass the turn here. We're going to double burn this, and then draw 2 cards at my opponent's end step, I think. I want him to not have a shard, so I don't want Runear coming back, but I'm not sure what... Yeah, this is sweet. So he gets a double burn this in response to the Balthazar. So he only draws 1 card and gains 2 life. So not a good Balthazar for him. Because this card draws cards equal to the highest power among troops you control and gains life. Alright, so he hit the shard, so that means he can put probably Chomp back into play and kill my Pact of Pain. Or just, like, get the Runear Hierophant, so, like, I have to... Sure. This has got to be Runear Hierophant, right? So I got, like, 3 draws to find a 3rd extinction. No Champ activation. Please, please. That's sweet. Well, definitely taking 2 hits here. Need to find stuff and things. Alrighty. Things are turning out better than expected, you could say. Play out the Vampire King. Pass the turn? Yeah, that sounds about right. We drew 3 cards in a row. They might have all been good. If he tries to bounce Balth here, we'll just kill it in response. That's actually really good. Definitely bringing in the rest of the Solitary Exiles. Huh. Yeah, that's fine. When he goes to shift here, I'm going to... Oh yeah, he's shifting flight, so I'm going to kill this in response. Oh, it's still targeting it? That's annoying. God, that's one of those things where, like, it's different. It's different in Hex than it is in Magic, and it got me because it's different. Yeah, in Magic that works. Yeah, in Magic, when cards change zones, they're new instances of that card. So things that are targeting them are no longer targeting them. That's just my assuming that Hex works like Magic. So he's going to escort his 4/4 back to his hand, which is fine. I think we're going to champ power VK back into play. I think we're going to wait a draw step, actually. I can always champ power VK next turn. Looking for Cosmic Shamans at this point. Can't draw. Well, we can draw with Back to Pain, but we shouldn't. I almost said can't. We can draw with Back to Pain. It's just not going to work out how we want it to work out. Good beats. Let's trades with these dorks. We go to 8. Am I supposed to draw to kill here? I have 2 kills in my deck. I think I'm supposed to try and draw a kill here, because if this flips, we probably can't win the game, right? Like, we're not dead to this attack if we don't draw. But, like, what are our good draws otherwise? Yeah, I think we're supposed to try and hit a kill. Yep. So, we're going to go to game 3 here, which is fine. Solitary Exile wouldn't do it there because we'd be going to 2 if we don't draw, and then we're still dead to the Chi Smythe. We're going to go up to all the Solitary Exiles in our deck now, though, since we know he has Wrathwood Master Moss post-board. I think I'm going to just shave 2 burns on the play. Yeah, they're a little marginally... Don't need them nearly as much to keep up when we have the start. Solitary Exile is medium risky though because of his chomps, but his chomps got a killer pack to pains too, so he doesn't have a ton of chomps. They don't have any card draw. Oh, you know what? Let's put the extra T in Austin. It's a threat that also kills Master Moss. Let's do that. Give it a try. Yeah, it seems pretty good. It's got both our burns in it. And then Extinction, so... looking for some threats and shards. Alright, there's a threat. I just need some diamond resources now. Some thresholds. Wonder if he cut Chlorophilia from his deck. We haven't seen him play one in 2 games so far. Had to cut something for the... No Hierophant. Feels good. This is probably just Wrathwood Master Moss. Which actually isn't great for us. It does not line up well against Moss Monster. Have to get 2 for 1 by it. Yeah. Diamonds. Pact of Pain. That's exactly what I don't want. I guess we'll play it, because I don't have anything better to do. Can't just cast Extinction, because this turns into a 2-2 that then flips back, so...
Hey, ask for help instead of crying. There you go. Can't open your dreams for you.
This doesn't revert, right? It just transforms, so it's going to keep this bonus, so we can't even Extinction into... We can't Extinction into Burn now. And we can't just draw Solitary Exile. We can hit Diamond Shard plus Solitary Exile here. Alright. So, I'm going to double burn this Infinite Tricks. So he can't give his guy flying. Grace of Tianost. Alrighty. How does Grace and... I don't think Grace and Wrathwood interact the way I want it to. I think it interacts the way my opponent wants it to. You know, I probably shouldn't have played this. I probably should have done kill plus draw card this turn. So we're going to pass the turn. And we're going to kill this when he goes to combat. Hopefully he brings back Infinite Tricks and shifts some stuff over to it, even though he doesn't need to. Yeah, God bless you. Yep. Yeah, more power to you. Do you have like Stone Skin or something to protect it from this kill? I guess I should let him declare attackers first. Oh, it did work the way I wanted to. I thought it would turn it back into a 5/5. There, play another troop, please, so I can extinction you. Play another troop, please. I'm extinctioning you anyways. Please commit more to the board. Please commit more to the board. Please, please, please. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. I think he graced the wrong thing there as well. Well, Grace of Tienos reverts it, so it should definitely have been reverted. But I thought reverting it would have turned it back into a 5/5. Well, we have another extinction here, so maybe we have a chance. Let's hit some shards. Grace definitely removes the shift text. Grace says you reverse the troop when it comes back into play. Another croc, sure. Hey, that's basically a shard. Thanks for the list, Immortals. And then, God, are we actually gonna win this game? This seems wrong. I feel... I'll take it. I want the rank, but I feel like there's no way we should have won this game. I don't have any troops in my crypt, right? Nope. Yeah, that turn he brought back the infinite tricks when he didn't need to. I think it was like a champion activation he didn't have to burn. We missed my sixth shard drop for a bunch of turns. And don't tell me we drew well. We did have two extinctions though, I suppose, which wasn't the worst. Hey, Sam. Alright, he's one turn away from his champion ability again if he gets another shard. And he has been playing his last card, so I'm assuming this is a shard in his hand. This Tienos should hopefully keep him locked out. I guess we'll find out what his last card is here. Yeah, packed. It just... Oh, he had a troop he couldn't play because of Tienos. That makes sense. Under Solitary Exile? Oh, Croc's under Solitary Exile. Yeah, that would be a little terrifying. We had to Solitary Exile the Croc. We didn't have a choice. But yeah, you're right. Chomp would be a ballbuster. Oh, and now he can get a croc back from here, but that really doesn't do anything, right? He can like croc and kill these two. Has to kill the 5 power dorks. We've got another shaman prophecy coming up then, and that'll likely kill him. Oh, we just like kill him with the Rutherford Banks. Yeah, he's just like, you're dead on board? Question mark. I kind of want to play some Prophecy Burn, but I also don't want to change decks while we're winning. Which I know is a weird mindset, but I just don't want to. Oh, are the Dreadling spiders? That's pretty sick. Is this the same person we just played? This is, isn't it? Oh, pairing algorithm. I hope you improve with the next release. Yep. Burn Extinction, sign me up. We must be close in ranking, this opponent and I. Usually that's what happens when we pair. I would not be surprised if set 5 went live before the Cosmic Crown Showdown. I think it's fine. Yeah, like as someone who's like a Magic set releases on Friday and I play a major tournament Saturday, like literally every set release, I think it's not strange at all. Like that's literally every set release. God, can we just knock it rabbited? I guess we've got 2 extinctions, so we shouldn't complain too much. Play this out for blood. Main deck Master Moss. Ugh. Thank you, Deathly Fiend. Our next 12-month resub. Welcome back. I appreciate that very long time of continued support. You've paid for many diapers, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Alright, so this isn't too terrible since we had the 4th shard. We get to kill this Wrathwood Master Moss and then Extinction on already, so we're only taking 7 here. Yeah. And we're going to kill main phase here because I don't want to take 5 off this or kill during combat. I don't know what that card does. I actually haven't had a chance to look at a ton of the new spoilers yet. No Grace of Tianos is great. Just don't play another Master Moss. Thank you. I only know a few of the cards. Feel free to links are enabled in chat. Feel free to link to images of cards if you want to ask me about them, and I'll click on them in between things when we get a quick downtime or like opponent making us wait for something. Definitely playing this. Am I casting Extinction? I think I am. Yeah, this card just generates advantage, and this is technically a 2-for-1 still, even though if the Howling Brave doesn't really matter. Immediately punished for having used Dark Extinction. What's up, bud? What do you need? You sure you're good? Need help with something? You're funny, kid. Alright, so... yeah, just gotta jam the VK in here. We'll play Shard of Conquest as our third Diamond Threshold. We'll crack Immortal Tears at end step. Hopefully he doesn't have enough to get through this Vampire King. Haunting Cry seems medium. It depends on how stressed Scrounge is in whatever deck you're playing. Like, I know I'm going to be trying to jam 4 of that Scrounge 3, the 4/4 that destroy something when it comes into play if you Scrounge 3. So, like, supporting 4 Scrounge 3 cards plus other Scrounge cards is probably going to be a fairly tall order. What do we get? I feel like I am pretty likely to take a troop out of my opponent's hand here, so I'm going to hit them with the Vampire King. They probably have, like, Infinite Trixes stuck in their hand that they can't play. Because they only have a single Diamond Threshold. And now this can just jump the Runeer, and we don't care. Also, if he just, like, plays any troop, the Vampire King doesn't keep the Runeer Hierophant at bay anyways, so... So, attacks, we'll jump with our Vampire, and then if we have Pact of Pain or Troops or Extinction, we're going to be in a good spot. We already played 2 Extinctions, though. It's very possible I was too aggressive with the second Extinction, killing just a Cheese Smythe and another thing. There's a Pact of Pain. Okay, so crunch with this. There's a possibility we miss this time, especially since this made something. But hopefully we're at least 66% to hit here. If we hit again here, we're going to be in a great spot. Yeah. Alright, let's play this. And then play Pact of Pain. Hopefully this Pact will bury our opponent. Apologies. Playing the Dragon Valley Briat is interesting as opposed to leaving it in his hand to make Vampire King worse. See if we get a kill. Again, blocking here. Looking for Cosmic Shamans. I don't really want to burn this Extinction just yet. Because he's got his champion ability coming up here. Let's take another hit here. There we go. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. This Cosmic Shaman will force him to use his champion ability ASAP. God, just all the hits. Vampire King is so gross when he has more text than just 3/4 Flying Life Drain. That's fair. That's fair, Sai. We didn't. It didn't end up coming up and punishing us, but there's definitely merit to that line, I think. Look, he shouldn't put such sweet troops in his deck if he doesn't want us to take away from him. And I'm just gonna crunch with King and Shaman here. If he wants to trade his Cheese Smythe for the Shaman, I'll just banks the Cosmic Shaman back into play. Yay! All right. Survey says. And then he's dead to our champion activation here. Pax Pain is such a great card. Just buries them when it stays alive with the life buffering we have from Cosmic Shamans and Vampires in this deck. Alright, so I actually think Charge Colossus is supposed to come out. That's not a swap I made last time, but I think that's something that should have happened. I'll cut the Vampire Kiss, and I cut a Burn. I cut an Infusion Device. Let's try that. Hope everyone's having a good morning, afternoon, or night wherever you're at in the world. It's Sunday afternoon here where I'm at in Central United States, and a little over 100 people hanging out while we battle some Hex this afternoon. We're ranked 20-ish on the constructed ladder right now, and hoping to stay in the top 64 so we can play the Cosmic Crown Showdown on September 10th. Probably going to stream that on delay. It's probably something worth doing. Just do like a 10-minute delay. Pawns in the sideboard for the aggressive decks in the format. Yodel Burn, Prophecy Burn. Things that want to light you on fire. Our top end with Cosmic Shaman is really good against those types of decks, but you need to live to get there. I think I'm going to keep this against a mulligan. It's a little bit slow, but it's got a removal spell. It's got Immortal Tears to fix our resources. He tanked a little bit there, so hopefully his hand's just not good. Can't have Extinction in every opener. That was an excellent draw. What kind of problem are you looking to... What kind of problem are you looking to fix by playing Zigamot's game in the deck? Yeah, I don't play any limited. I've played like a couple of Evodes every now and then, but no, don't really do that. So I'm going to play this Immortal Tears out. I think I'm going to play Shard of Conquest. Yeah. I like that Pawn insulates your vampires and your other threats from your opponent's Zigamot's games against Prophecy Burn. I've also had games where the pawns gain me more than 7 life, so that's nice too, but... We also don't always have Diamond on too. Yeah. I am a fan of Pawn. having pawns in the board help make it so we just have more not clunky draws against Yodel. Like, you can't just not do anything till turn 4 against Yodel, which is what this deck's going to do a lot of the time. Even doing nothing till turn 3 on the draw a lot of the time is bad. You just, like, need a relevant turn 1 or turn 2 play. We're going to burn the Brave here again since he missed a shard drop. If he made his shard drop, I'd probably leave this Brave alone, but since he missed it, we're definitely killing it. And then we're going to jam. I was going to play Pact of Pain, but now we will happily jam Vampire King. What does Crackling Boon do? What's the text on that? I'm going to plead ignorance to not actually knowing what that card does. My opponent commented I'm beating him pretty badly today. This is the second time we've played, and he said, I have to thank you though. You've sold me a lot of Tienos. I think I'm just gonna kill this. Yeah, I'm just gonna I'm so torn. Yeah, I'm just going to play Pact of Pain. It's way more resource efficient. I always like to really respect the burn / aggressive decks in whatever format I'm playing. I generally tend to overboard for them as opposed to underboard for them, because you can never have too many cards for aggressive decks because they generally won't give you the time to not have them against them. I'm just going to take the hit for 2 here because I'd much rather be cracking on the backswing with this Vampire that gains us 2. Okay, we got scorned, but we do. So, like, whenever my opponent 1-for-1s my Pact of Pain, or kills my Pact of Pain like that, if the pack drew at least 1 card, I really don't care. Vampire King just doing what he does against the mono troop deck and just eating them up. I think I'm going to go ahead and exile the Cheese Smythe here. Yeah, that seems fine. I want to hold the kill in an event of Croc, because Croc's the type of card that can catch him back up this game. Opponents stumbled just a little bit too long this game. They likely can't catch up. So 1 resource short of playing Ernaz out here. Race of Tienos, sure. So even if he goes Shard Croc here, we can kill the Croc in response. Might as well play this out. Have another one, have a Jam-Team activation, just embarrassment of riches. Vampire King's a messed up card. This is definitely one of those cards that'll probably just see play long into Immortal. This is the part of the stream where I mentioned that if you haven't seen my stream before, I'm playing Hex on an unsupported operating system. I'm using the Windows version of Hex on a Linux computer via Wine. And while it runs great occasionally, and it only happens at the end of a match, so it's not even really that inconvenient, the application crashes. It just like closes itself out, and I reload it. So that's why that crashes. That crash is not Hex's fault. It's something to do with Wine, and it's not enough of an issue that I've spent time debugging it.